You never listen to me. I'm always telling you, you're never listening. You're never listening to me. You're just a stubborn fool. You're just a stubborn. I'm having enough of this. Come on, please, folks, out of this place.
Mother, we can't keep up. You said so.
Go, daughter-in-law. I'll find my own way out, please. I have no need for these amenities.
But Mother, we really show you the regard we owe. Why are you so quick?
I can't abide the goings-on in there. And no one in this household seems to care. Yes, child, I'm leaving you unedified. My good advice ignored, if not defied. Everyone speaks right out on everything. It's like a court in which misrule is king. You're made like many of your kind, too thoughtful and too quick to speak your mind. Nobody asks you, but you will be heard. And here's what you are, boy, in one word. A fool! I'm your grandmother. I know. 100 times I told your father so. That you were getting nothing but wilder every day. And that you bring him nothing but dismay. I'm his sister now. A startled fawn. Too sweet to understand what's going on. Oh, still waters may run deep. They're rarely pure. You can't fool me by acting so demure. But mother, daughter-in-law, let me say, you all seem to be doing everything in a bad way. Set an example for them to revere, as their late mother always did. Poor dear. You spend too much, and I'm distressed to see you dress the way a princess ought to be. My dear, it is your husband that you seek to please. You don't need all these fineries.
Madame, may I?
As her brother, sir, I love and respect you. But if I were my son, her husband, I would make it very clear that I preferred you anywhere but here. You preach a way of life to everyone that decent people really ought to shun. I guess that's pretty frank, but that's my way. When I feel strongly, I must have my say.
Oh, Monsieur Tartuffe's virtuous, no doubt.
And he's a good man, and you should hear him out. Oh, I am irritated through and through to hear him criticized by fools like you. What?
Would you have me sit back overawed by that despotic, sanctimonious fraud? And maybe have no fun? No merriment unless that gentleman deigns to consent?
He loves to preach an ethic so sublime that anything we do becomes a crime. He frowns on everything and runs it down.
And everything he frowns on is wrong. He preaches the way to heaven. And my son should make you love him, each and every one.
Not even father ever could compel me, grandmother, to wish that fellow well. I can't speak otherwise and be sincere. I can't abide the things I see and hear. I see a showdown coming with that lout, and he and I will have to have it out. What's that?
I think it's scandalous. Are we on a disgrace to see this stranger seize the master's place? When he came here for shoes, he hadn't any, and all of his clothes were hardly worth a penny. But now, this beggar is acting like a king, wanting to be obeyed in everything.
Things would go better here, if you ask me. If you were governed by his piety.
You will make him a saint. But I submit that he is nothing but a hypocrite.
My, what a tongue.
Him and Laurent, his minion.
As
you can't trust either one, in my opinion.
As for his fellow, I haven't any proof. But I guarantee the virtue of Tartuffe. The reason you dislike him as you do is that the things he says to you are true. Sin is the only thing that makes him burn. Oh, and heaven's interest. Oh, that is his sole concern.
So be it. But just recently, how is it that he opposes any sort of visit?
Yeah.
Does it so anger heaven against us that he must put up such a dreadful fuss?
Well, take some care of what you say. Others condemn these calls in much the same way.
What then, madam? Do you forbid their chatter? I think it would be no laughing matter if in our fear that gossip might ensue, we had to bid our dearest friends adieu. And even if we did this and stood by it, could we, do you think, keep the whole world quiet? Gossip seems to be a human need. Our best protection is to pay no heed and live in innocence as best we may. Let the gossip mongers have their say.
Those whose behavior is most asinine are always more than ready to malign. They always take the greatest satisfaction in spotting the most innocent attraction and joyfully going up to spread the news, twisting it in whatever way they choose.
These are fairy tales that please your ear, and no one else has a chance to talk around here. Well, Madam Chatterbox goes on all day, but all the same. Oh, I mean to have my say. Oh, in taking in that pious man, my son did much the wisest thing he's ever done. I tell you, he is truly heaven sent, and your dire need to make you all repent for your salvation. Listen to Tartuffe. Whatever he reproved deserves reproof. All these visits and dances, chats in which you revel are nothing but inventions of the devil. Here no one speaks of any pious matter. There's only idle talking, songs, and there's chatter. Besides, as though a person's head goes round at such assembly, it's just from all the sound. And as the preacher said the other day, well, for everyone at once must have his own say, it really is the Tower of Babylon. The people there just Babylon. And then to illustrate his point, he said, laughing already, sir? Well, what's the joke? Go on! Find your silly friends and laugh your fill. Farewell, Elmere! I've said all I will. I could say more about this house, but then, oh, you won't find me in it soon again. No!
See that woman to the door for fear she may start enemy once more. Like that old lady.
It's really a shame she can't hear you call her by that name. She'd surely tell you you're quite a witch and that she's not yet old enough for it.
What a fuss over nothing. What a blast and what a spell where dear Tartuffe is cast.
You think she's bad? Wait till you see her son, and you'll admit that he's the crazy one. During our civil wars, he showed good sense and served with courage in our king's defense. But since he's taken Tartuffe as his hero, his sanity has been reduced to zero. He calls him brother, holds him far above mother, wife, son, or daughter in his love. There's not a secret he'll not confide to him as to his spiritual guide. Gives him the place of honor when they dine and beams to see him eat enough for 9. He saves the choicest bits for that man's part, and when he belches, he says, bless your heart. In short, he dotes upon his dear Tartuffe, worships his goodness, quotes his words as proof, sees miracles of virtues in his ways and oracles in every word he says. Tartuffe, who knows his dupe and means to use him, as countless saintly poses to amuse him, receives good songs thanks to his pious mass, and has the nerve to take us all to task. He deafens us with wild-eyed homiletics. Shh! And confiscates our ribbons and cosmetics. Finding a handkerchief a while ago inside a flared dress, he tore it so, saying it was a frightful crime to pair a holy object with the devil's snare. You are lucky you did not stay for more and hear the speech she gave us at the door. Here's my husband. I'll go up and wait and try to greet him in a proper state.
To save this time, I'll merely say hello to him down here, and then I'll have to go. One thing.
You know my sister wants to marry me. Well, Tartuffe seems anxious that her plans miscarry and forces father to procrastinate. You know my interest in all this is great, just as love binds my sister in the lair. As you know, we're a sister, I have my share. Speak to him about,
Here he comes!
Brother, good day.
Glad to see you home, but I can't stay. I guess you've missed some flowers in the trees.
Dorina, brother-in-law, a moment, please. Though to be sure I have no cause to fear, let me find out what has been happening here. These last few days, how has everything gone? What are you up to? How is everyone?
Well, Madame had a bad fever 2 days ago and a headache that really brought her low.
Yes, and Tartuffe?
Tartuffe? Fit as a fiddle. Red mouth, pink cheeks, and bulging in the middle.
Hello.
Well, then she had no appetite and therefore couldn't eat that night. Her headache still was just too much to bear.
Yes, and Tartuffe?
Piously with her there. He ate a brace of partridge in a flash and half a leg of mutton in a hash.
Poor fellow.
Well, then the entire night went by without her managing to shut an eye. Fever denied her a wink of sleep. It was a night-long watch we had to keep.
Yes, and Tartuffe?
When he supped, he rose, went to his room, already in a doze, got into his warm bed without delay, and slept his carefree feel till the next day.
Ah, poor fellow.
When we reasoned and we pled, she finally consented to be bled. And that gave her immediate relief.
Yes, and Tartuffe?
He struggled with his grief, and girding up his soul at any cost to make up for the blood Madame had lost, he downed at breakfast 4 great draughts of wine.
Poor fellow.
Yes, in short, they both are fine. Well, I think I'd better go upstairs and tell Madame how glad you are she's getting well.
She's laughing in your face. And did you see her smile? Brother, I hesitate to rouse your bile, but I don't blame her in this situation. Who would believe such an infatuation? Have you really been so hypnotized you've forgotten all you've ever prized? Even if you've taken him in and now you've planned...
No more, sir. That will do. You are speaking of a man you do not know.
Right, I don't, if you must have it so. But if we really ever are...
Brother, you'd be enchanted in your turn to know him. I can see it. Oh, I can. He's a man who... A man? In short, a man. Follow him, you will be serene, secure, and look on everyone as just manure. He guides me on new paths, in new directions, trains me to mortify all my affections, and liberates my soul from every tie. My brother, children, mother, wife could die, and I could see it without that much pain.
Brother, your sentiments are most humane.
Ah, if that day we met you'd been on hand, you'd feel as I do now. You'd understand. Each day he came to church, meek as you please, and right across from me fell on his knees. Oh, he caught the eye of every person there, such warmth and the zeal he put into his prayer. His transports were extreme, his sighs profound. Each moment he would stoop and kiss the ground. And when I left, he always went before to offer me holy water at the door. His man, who imitates his every deed, informed me of his background and his plea. I gave him gifts, but in his modest way, he'd give me back a part and humbly say, oh, that's too much. That's twice too much for me. I am not worthy of your sympathy. And then, when I refused to compromise, he'd give half to the poor, right before my eyes. At last, heaven prompted me to take him in. And ever since, how splendid things have been. I see you censor everything and take great interest in my wife. All for my sake, he warns me when men ogle her on the sly, and acts far jealouser of her than I. Upon himself he lays his harshest sentence. A trifle, like a sin, demands repentance. The merest nothing fills him with dismay. He came and blamed himself the other day because while praying he had caught a flea and killed the creature much too angrily.
Good Lord! Brother, are you mad? I do believe... Are you sure you weren't laughing up your sleeve? This is nonsense. Will you insist?
Brother, you're talking like an atheist. Your soul's been spattered by free-thinking crime, and they've warned you more than once an ugly time awaits you if you will not change your mind.
These are the arguments of your kind. When they can't see, they think that no one ought and all who do are tainted with free thought. Whoever balks at pious affectation fails to hold piety and veneration. What? Can you really see no difference between devoutness and devout pretense? Do you want to give them both the self-same place? Honor the mask as you do the face? Wait, artifice with sincerity? Take similitude for verity. I mention this because it's apropos.
Oh, yes, you are a learned sage, I know. The sapience of the world within you lies. You alone are enlightened and truly wise.
I don't possess the wisdom of the ages, and I am not a learned sage of sages. My only knowledge, my only art is this, to tell the true and the false apart. And as there are no heroes, I revere more than those whose devoutness is sincere, and nothing worthier of veneration than true religious dedication. So nothing seems more odious to me than the disguise of specious piety. And those breastfeeders in the public square, whose sacrilegious and deceitful air turns to its own advantage with a sneer, all that men hold most holy animals dear. Men whom the lust would gain and so possess, they would turn piety to interest. These men, I say, whose vehement devotion by way of heaven seeks temporal promotion, who, while they pray, still manage to extort, and priests of solitude but stay at court. They know how to make zeal and vices mix their vengeful, quick-tempered, faithless, little tricks. And when they want to ruin someone, make it seem to do so for heaven's sake. But far too many fakers meet our eyes. True piety is not hard to recognize. I mean, even today there may be found admirable examples all around. Nobody contests their claims to piety. They do not parade their sanctity and leave to others all the lofty speech, while all they do is practice what they preach. Rather than raging against a reprobate, they think that sin alone deserves their hate. These are the men that win my admiration. These are the models for our emulation. You know your man is not at all like these merely vaunted superlatives. I think appearances are leading you astray.
Dear brother-in-law, have you had your say?
I have.
Your servant.
Mother, please don't go. One more thing. Blair has, as you know, a promise of your daughter's hand from you.
Yes?
We would even set a date.
That's true.
Why do you put it off, then?
Don't ask me.
Do you have some other plan in mind?
Maybe.
You make your promise? Is that what you mean?
I don't say that.
Then what would keep you from accomplishing your pledge?
Depends.
Why not speak out? Why always hedge? Blair wants me to sound you out again.
Praise be to heaven.
Well, what shall I tell them then?
Why, what do you like?
He has to know your plans.
I shall obey the will of heaven.
So I've heard. But to the point, will you keep your word?
Farewell.
This looks ominous for Bel-Air. We'll let him know it's in the air.
Marianne!
Father?
Come over here to me.
What are you looking for?
Oh. I want to see that no one is around over here. It's a bad place for privacy, my dear. There, we're all right. Marianne, I have always found in you a spirit mild and duty-bound, and therefore I have always loved you dearly.
I'm grateful for that, Father. Most sincerely.
Oh, well said, daughter. Now, to deserve it still, you must aspire only to do my will.
In that regard, I'm proud to do my best.
Oh, good. What do you think of Tartuffe, our guest?
I'm sorry?
Answer, but think before you do.
Alas, I'll say whatever you want me to.
Oh, that's a good girl. Then say, so I can hear it, that everything about him tells his merit, that you are fond of him and would rejoice to take him as your husband by my choice. Well?
What?
What's wrong?
You mean that...
What?
Father, tell me.
What?
Father, who is it that I am to say that I am so fond of that I would rejoice to take him as my husband by your choice?
Tartuffe.
But that's not so! I swear it! Why don't have me tell you such a lie?
But you forget, I want it to be true. My mind's made up, and that's enough for you.
You mean, Father, that...
I need to bring Tartuffe into this family, under this roof. He is to be your husband, that I swear. And since you owe, what are you doing there? I get quite a fascination in trying to overhear our conversation.
There's a rumor going on around here. Chance or conjecture, I have no idea. But when I heard these two were to be wed, I just assumed someone was off his head.
What? Do you doubt it then?
Indeed I do, even though I've heard it now from you.
You will believe it soon before I'm done.
Yes, I know. You like to have your fun.
I'm telling you what soon you will attest.
Nonsense.
I tell you, daughter, it's no jest.
Don't mind the games, your father, please. They're just jokes.
I say that
No
they
matter
will...
what you do, they won't believe you.
I'm getting mad.
Aye, they will. And that is too bad. What, sir? Can you, who has always appeared so wise with your mustache and solemn beard, be fool enough to...
Listen to me. You give yourself a lot of liberty, my girl, and I won't put up with it, I swear.
No, let's not get excited, sir. There. How could you dream of such a silly plot? Your daughter for a bigot? I should hope not. He has to have his mind on other things. Besides, what do you think this union brings? And when you are so wealthy, why select a beggar son-in-law?
What disrespect! If he is poor, that is no cause to sneer. His is a misery we must revere. He stands above our pomp by his austerity, since he has sacrificed his own prosperity by his disdain for all things transitory, and his concern for true, eternal glory. But my assistance may facilitate his restoration of his old estate. In his district, he holds important lands, and he's a gentleman, just as he stands.
Yes, he says so, and that vanity does not sit well, sir, with his piety. If holy living really is his aim, he should drink less about his birth and name. And true devoutness seeks a low condition, which will not suffer outbursts of ambition. So why this pride? But you're looking grim. Enough about his rank. How about him? Is he the sort of man to have possession of a girl like her? The danger to a girl's virtue is great when she is wed. Her aim to live in modesty and honor rests upon the type of man you wish upon her. And many a man, with horns upon his brow, has made his wife the person she is now. So, search his husband of a certain sort. Marry your daughter where she cannot love. I know answer to her sins and loves. The dangers of your enterprise are great.
Now I must learn from her how to behave.
Take my advice, and you do well enough.
Daughter, let's not waste time upon this stuff. I am your father. I know what's best for you. I had promised you to Valère, that's true. But I am told he gambles more than he ought. And worse yet, I suspect him of free thought. I don't often see him in church, I know.
Should he go running at just as you go, like some who gather there only to be seen?
I did not ask for your advice, Doreen. At all events, heaven views Tartuffe with pleasure. And that is, after all, our greatest treasure. This marriage would be all you could ever desire, full of sweet joys of which you'll never tire. You'll live together in your faithful loves, just like two children, like two turtle doves. No quarrel will take place between you two. You'll do with him just as you want to do.
She'll make a fool of him, just wait and see.
What talk?
He's built for it, believe you me.
Stop interrupting us and just be quiet. We're minding our affairs. Why don't you try it?
I speak of this, sir, only for your sake.
Just hush and spare me the interest you take.
If I didn't love you...
Just don't love me, pray.
I will love you, no matter what you say. Your good name fills me with too much pride to see you ridiculed on every side.
Quiet!
My conscience will not let me rest if I allow this match and don't protest.
Quiet, you servant! Wait, smile.
Oh, so much piety, so much bile.
Yes! All this nonsense eats my bile, that's true. And I don't want another word from you.
All right. But just the same, my thoughts are still there.
Well, think if you like, but better have a care. Not a word. Enough. Now, I have weighed everything wisely.
Yeah, silence, I'm afraid will drive me mad.
True, he's no pretty boy, and yet Tartuffe.
That snout, oh, what a joy.
Without his other gifts would be a catch well worth considering.
A splendid match. If I were she, I would marry that man against my will and with impunity.
You disregard my orders. Is that true?
What's your complaint? I'm not speaking to you.
Who are you talking to?
To me, that's all.
All right. In order to punish her colossal gall, I'll have to let her have the back of my hand. Daughter, you should approve of what I've planned. The man I've chosen for your fiancé. Not talking to myself?
Nothing to say.
Just one more little word.
The word is mum.
I'm waiting for you.
I should be so dumb.
In short, you must obey the master's voice and show yourself compliant to my choice.
I wouldn't marry that man on a bet.
That pest will make me lose my temper yet. I must dismiss her to avoid that sin. I can't go further in the state I'm in. Her insolence has vexed me so, I swear. I'd better go and get a breath of air.
Well, have you lost your tongue completely, miss? Do I have to play your part in this? Let him propose a project that absurd and not comment with a single word?
Well, what can I do? My father is the master.
Do anything to block such disaster.
What?
Tell him that you can't just marry on his whim. You're marrying for yourself, not for him. This is arranged for you, supposedly. And you should love the husband, not he.
No, but father holds it all this way. There's nothing I can bring myself to say.
Come now, let's talk sense. You're courted by the lair. Don't you love him now, don't you care?
Oh, come, Doreen. Be fair to my love. You asked me that. What are you thinking of? I've held back nothing from you. Heaven knows. Surely you know how far my arms go.
Yes, but how do I know that you're saying what you feel and that your passion for the lair is real?
Oh, truly, Doreen, you wrong me by your doubt. My sentiments have clearly spoken out.
In short, you love him?
I should say I do.
Right, and apparently he loves you too.
So I believe.
Your hearts are both on fire to join in marriage?
That is our desire.
Well, as for this other match, what is your plan?
To kill myself? Oh, if I must have that man.
Well, that's fine. I hadn't thought of that resource. Die and end your problems. Why, I feel it's a fine solution. It drives me wild to hear you talk like such a silly child.
Good Lord! Doreen, don't take this out on me. You have no compassion for my misery.
I have no compassion left for all this drivel. And once the chips are down, you simply shrivel.
But I am so timid. What am I to do?
Yes, but love requires a touch of firmness, too.
I'm firm in my devotion to Valère. Surely father's consent is his affair.
Yes, but if your father is utterly insane, since passion for Tartuffe has rocked his brain and breaks the promise that you two should wed, why place the blame on your suitor's head?
But if I show defiance to a parent, won't my love for Valère be too apparent? Should I give up for all his charm and beauty, the modesty that is a woman's duty? And is my love a thing you have me
I
lost?
wouldn't have a thing. I see you want to be Madame Tartuffe. I'd be unkind were I to try to make you change your mind. Why should I argue when you want this match? Just himself, he's certainly a catch. He basks in honor and good repute. He's noble. Back at home, a handsome brute. With that florid complexion and red ears. Think of what delight you'll have over the years. Good Lord! Your soul will know eternal bliss. Married to such a handsome man as this.
Oh, please don't torture me. I just can't stand it. How can we break this match when father's planned it? I give up. Do anything you say.
Well, when father speaks, his daughter must obey, and even take a monkey for her mate. If no complaint, you'll have a lovely fate. Though if your husband...
Are you killing me? I need your help. Not this mockery.
Madame, your servant.
Doreen, I beseech you.
No, this has to happen just to teach you. You know how much I've always relied on you. You shall be, my word, Tartuffe Alpha.
All right. As long as that is all you care. Henceforth, leave me alone with my despair. And that at least my heart will find a cure, and I know a remedy that's swift and sure.
Dare not come back. I can't stay angry long. Do what you will. My pity is too strong.
If this cruel torture is what lies ahead, I'll kill myself. I'd far rather be dead.
Come now. This much is plain. We'll find a way. will hand your swing.
Madam, a piece of news is not unknown to me, but very fine, no doubt.
What?
That you're marrying Tartuffe?
Indeed. That's what my father has just decreed.
Madam, your father.
He's changed his mind. Now prefers this other match I find.
Can he be serious?
Indeed. He clearly is determined on this plan.
And what have you in mind? This being so, madam?
I do not know.
You do not know? Delightful!
No!
No?
Well, what do you advise?
Marry the man. I'm sure that would be wise.
That's your advice?
Yes,
Honestly?
indeed. This is a noble choice which you should heed.
That's your advice, sir? Well, just as you say,
I think you'll follow it without dismay.
just as you often it would appear.
Madam, I offer what you wish to hear.
And I will do what you want me to do.
Let's see what this affair is coming to.
So that is your love? It is making me
No more of that, sir. You clearly said that I was not hesitate to take the man presented as my mate. All right. I'll do precisely that now. Since that is the advice you give me now.
Just to make my teachings your excuse, you made your plans already, that's no use. This pretext that you're seizing is absurd to justify the breaking of your word.
Of course. Well said.
No doubt. And in your heart, you never really loved me from the start.
Alas, you are free to choose this explanation.
Yes, yes, I'm free! But in my indignation, I may decide to get ahead of you. And I know other girls that would be true.
Indeed. They would. I have no doubt about it. Your merit.
Leave my merits out of it. I haven't much. Your act is a reminder. But I have hopes of finding someone kinder. And I know one who will think it no disgrace to compensate my loss and take your place.
It's no great loss. You will easily manage to find your consolation for this change.
As you may well believe, I'll do my best. To be forgotten puts us to the test. To forget, in turn, even pretend, if all our efforts don't achieve that end. To show our love for one whose true talents could be both a coward and a clown.
Well, that's a noble, lofty sentiment.
And one to which all men should give assent. What? Would you have me foster my breast? The love that when you wanted, you possessed. Am I to watch you seek another's arms and not to console my heart with other charms?
No, that's exactly what I want. Alas, I wish it had already come to pass.
You too?
I do.
That is all I can stand. Madame, I'll go and do as you command.
All right.
At least remember that it's you who's driving me to what I'm going to do.
Oh, yes.
And that by enacting this way, I follow your example.
As you say.
Enough. I'll carry out your wishes then.
That's fine.
You'll see me now, but never again.
Of course.
And
What?
didn't you call?
Not I. You're dreaming.
Then, madame, my last goodbye. I'm off.
Goodbye, sir.
Well, if you ask me, we've had enough of this tomfoolery. I watched you two bandy insults to and fro to see how far the two of you would go. Signor Belair, hey.
Why is this, Doreen?
Come here.
No. No. I got to finish my sleep. Don't turn me back from what you have agreed.
Stand still.
No, don't you see? We've both agreed.
Oh, my.
He hates my son. He wants to leave. And I'm the one who should go, I do believe. Now you, where'd you let go?
No, you stay right here.
Doreen, don't try to hold me back. Do you hear?
Why, she's in torment inside me. I better disappear and set her free.
I'm not you again. No, you don't come back here.
Stop this nonsense, please.
What are you trying to do?
Wild with bother.
To bring you back to sense and to each other. Fighting like that, are you out of your head?
Didn't you hear the heartless things that she said?
Aren't you a fool to work up such a passion?
Didn't you see him treat me that fashion?
Nonsense on both sides. Her only care is to preserve herself for you, I swear. He loves you and he wants you for his wife. Above all else on this, I'll stake my life.
Why give me such advice? Now, is that right?
Why ask for it at all in such a plight?
Nonsense! You're both insane. Now come on your hands, both of you. Come on, you.
What's that for?
All right, you two.
What good will that do?
Heavens, come on, let's go. You love each other better than you know.
It doesn't hurt that much. You must confess. Look at it now, without bitterness.
To tell the truth, all lovers are insane.
But look, haven't I reason to complain? In all sincerity, weren't you unkind to enjoy driving me out of my mind?
I was enraged. Suppose we just postpone this little feud and try to block this marriage if we can.
Tell us. What shall we do? What is your plan?
We shall use everything we can invoke. Your father's mad. This whole thing's a joke. But you would best indulge his antic bent by the appearance of immediate consent, so that we may more easily prolong the waiting period should things go wrong. And don't forget how hard they press. You can't be married without saying yes. But you'd be foolish in this situation to be seen in conversation. Go, get your friends together, busy on the side, to make him keep the promise he's denied. We'll try to get his son to wear his own dress and try to get assistance from his mother. Goodbye.
For all the rest of us may do, the one I'm really counting on is you.
I can't be sure what father may decide. But I shall never be another's bride.
How happy you have made me. Come what may.
Lovers never run out of things to say.
In short.
No time to chat. You go out this way, you go out that.
The lightning right this moment strike me down. Let me be called a villain and a clown. If reverence or power holds me back, when everything within me cries, attack!
Please, moderate your anger if you can. Your father's only talked about this plan. Not all that men propose becomes a fact. What does intention always the fact?
I'll drop that coxcomb's plans. Just wait and see. It won't be long before he hears from me.
Gently. See what your stepmother can do to get around him and your father too. She seems to hold Tartuffe under her sway, treats her in the most obliging way, and may well feel a certain fascination. What God he did, that would be a sensation. She has to see him in your interest, sound him out on this marriage you detest. Learn where he stands and make him realize what altercations will surely arise if he persists in pressing this affair. His servant says he's busy now in prayer, but shortly will he be arriving here. Please, go along and do not interfere.
I have a right to hear this interview.
No, they must be alone.
I promise you I will not speak.
You can't avoid extremes. You'll throw a fit and shatter all our schemes. Now go.
I want to watch. I won't make trouble.
Not much. Oh, he's coming. In there, let's go.
Oh.
Put back my scourge and hair shirt in their place, Laurent, and pray for heaven's enlightening grace. If someone asks for me, I may be found among the prisoners giving alms all round.
What affectation! What pretentious cheek!
What do you want?
Just like...
Oh, good Lord! Don't speak until you take this handkerchief.
Who, me?
Cover that bosom which I must not see. Souls can be harmed by objects of that kind. They bring sinful thoughts to a man's mind.
You must be very prone to temptation, and very prone to fleshly simulation. I don't know what could set you so on fire. As for my part, I am slower to desire, and if I saw you bare from tip to toe, your epidermis wouldn't tempt me.
Unless you speak more modestly, I vow that I shall have to leave you here and now.
No, I'll leave you in peace. I'm on my way. Oh, and I only have this one thing to say. Madame is coming down and asks of you the signal favor of an interview.
Alas, most happily.
How polite, my word, I still believe I am right.
Will she be coming soon?
Yes, I believe I hear her. Oh, here she comes. I'll take my leave.
For you may heaven's grace ever abound. Preserve your soul and body safe and sound. Bless your days, according to the love I humbly offer to the Lord above.
Your wishes are most pious, I declare. But let's sit down. Here's a chair.
Now, I trust your recent illness is all past.
Oh, yes, thank you. That fever didn't last.
My prayers, I know, would never qualify to have drawn down such mercy from on high, but every supplication I have made has been for your good health and heaven's aid.
For your zeal has been concerned for me too much.
Madame, my care for your dear health is such that I have given mine own to make it better.
Such Christian love goes far beyond a letter. Your kindness leaves me much obliged to you.
Alas, it is far less than is your due.
I am grateful for the secrecy. I want to speak to you in privity.
You can't be as delighted as I am to be alone with you this way, Madame.
Well,
I've often prayed to heaven for this, but it has never judged it opportune.
what I want is a word with you apart, and we shall speak freely and with an open heart.
No other grace would I so highly prize than to reveal my soul unto your eyes. I swear to you that if I've caused alarms over visits prompted by your charms, there's no hatred in the way I feel. Rather just an overpowering zeal, a pure desire
My highest aspiration in which your sole concern was my salvation.
Yes, Madame, and my fervent hopes betrayed
You
it.
squeeze too hard.
Zeal carries me away. Surely you don't believe I could have planned to harm you.
What are you doing with your hand?
Feeling your gown. What soft, velvety stuff.
Please don't. I'm very ticklish. That's enough.
Lord, but this needlepoint is marvelous. The way they work now is miraculous. I've never seen the like upon my word.
Indeed, but to the point. From what I've heard, my husband now intends Marianne for you, though he had pledged her elsewhere. Is that true?
He's spoken of it, but since you inquire, that's not the rapture to which I aspire. And Madame, it is elsewhere that I turn for the felicity for which I yearn.
That is because you love nothing here below.
My heart is not heart of stone, you know.
Come, heaven is the one object of your size, and nothing here on earth delights your eyes.
To love eternal beauties far above is not to be immune to other love. I could not look at you, O perfect creature, and not admire the author of all nature, feeling my heart most fervently impassioned for this lovely self-portrait he has fashioned. My first reaction was to be afraid this ardor was a snare the devil had laid, and I avoided you as a temptation that might stand in the way of my salvation. I know it is audacious on my part to make you this poor offering of my heart, but though my efforts are infirm and vain, I know that you are gracious and humane. On you depends my hope and quietude, my wretchedness or my beatitude. You must decide what lies ahead of me, celestial bliss or utter misery.
That is indeed a gallant declaration. But what confounds my expectation? You should, I think, have striven for self-control and mull this matter over in your soul. For one so pious to have such a plan.
I may be pious, but I'm still a man. And at the sight of your celestial charms, reason and heart alike lay down their arms. Coming from me, I know these words distress you, but after all, I'm not an angel, bless you. And if you think I've put myself to shame, it's your bewitching charms that I'm to blame. For once I saw their superhuman splendor, my heart had no recourse but to surrender. If your kindness, Madame, should ever deign to condescend to me and end my pain, nothing could be as constant and as true as the devotion I shall have for you. Your honor will not be in jeopardy, and will not run a single risk with me. All those court fops on whom the ladies dote are far too noisy and too prone to gloat. They cannot bear to keep their love concealed. Each favor granted is at once revealed, and by their loose and faithless declaration they smirch the object of their adoration. But men like us burn with a hidden fire. The secrecy we offer is entire. The care we took to keep our own good name here and tease our beloved in shame. Accept our hearts, and you will find, my dear, love without scandal, pleasure without fear.
I've heard you out and found you eloquent in giving utterance to your intent. Aren't you afraid that I might take a notion and tell my husband of this warm devotion? And that if you're passionate here, and you might undermine his friendliness for you?
I know that you are gracious and benign and will forgive this recklessness of mine. Blame human weakness for the violence of this my love at which you take offense. And looking in your mirror, keep in mind that man is flesh and blood. I'm not blind.
Others might take this in another fashion, but my discretion recommends compassion. I will not tell my husband, well and good, but in return I want it understood that you will bring your influence to bear in joining Marianne in marriage with Valère. Give up your own inequitable plan to take a girl pledged to another man.
Heaven's goodness must have me there inside. Dash this noxious traitor's blood. Avenge his odious impertinence, his rank hypocrisy and insolence. Open my father's eyes, and better be this scoundrel soul that talks of love to you.
No, dummies, he shall really learn his place and study to deserve my promised grace. Don't let it out. I've given him my word. Seeing him out, it would be quite absurd. A wife laughs off a lot of what she hears and doesn't din it in her husband's ear.
You have your reasons for this compromise, but I have mine for doing otherwise. To want to spare this bigot is all wrong. His insolence has lorded it too long over my righteous anger, and has tried to spread dissension here on every side. Too long he's held my father in his spell, and crossed my sister's love, and mine as well. His deceit must be bared to father's glance, and heaven offers me the perfect chance. It is my deepest gratitude for this, and the occasion is too good to miss. I would deserve to have it snatched away if I do not use it without delay.
Dummy, he said
No, please. I'll do as I think right. My soul is overflowing with delight. There's no use telling me to be discreet. And overdue revenge is doubly sweet. It's time this is all settled anyhow. Sure enough, here comes my father now. Father! Here's a development that's new. It may well come as a surprise to you. I've just caught him in the most shameful fashion, asking Madame to share his guilty passion. Discreet and over-mild, she did not choose to have you inconvenienced by the news. But I cannot condone such impudence, or hide it without giving you offense.
I do not think we should vex a husband's mind with incidents of such a foolish kind. That honor does not rest on points like these, enough to check familiarities. Those are my feelings, and if you dummies had heeded them, you would have held your peace.
What have I heard? Heavens, can this be true?
Yes, brother, I am evil through and through, guilty, full of iniquity and sin, the greatest scoundrel that has ever been. Each moment of my life is black with grime, it is a mask of filthiness and crime. I'm sure this mortification is just a sign of heaven's indignation. Whatever sin they charge against my name, I won't defend myself, such is my shame. Believe their stories. Everything they say like a criminal, send me away. Whatever ignominy lies in store, I know that I have merited far more.
Oh, traitor! Would you dare to stigmatize his perfect virtue with this pack of lies?
What? Because this impostor beats his chest, you get the liar.
Silence, accursed
Yes, you're wrong to blame him, so don't cut him short. Really, you should believe his whole report. Why favor me in this case as you do? Do you really think you know me through and through? Brother, how can you trust my semblance so? And think me better for my outward show. Appearances are leading you astray, and I am anything but what men say. Alas, everyone views me with respect. but in truth I am utterly abject. Dear son, go on. Tell me my crimes are great. Call me thief, killer, traitor, reprobate. Load me with epithets still more abhorred. I won't say no, they are my just reward. After my life of crime and expiation, I'll kneel and suffer that humiliation.
Dear brother, that's too much. Have you no heart, traitor?
How's this? You still will take his
Speak
part?
up, scoundrel. Brother, pray you rise. Wretch.
Deacon!
Hush!
I don't believe my eyes.
If you say one more word, I swear I'll break your
Brother, control your wrath! For heaven's sake. I'd rather suffer pain in any amount than have him get a scratch on my account.
ingrate.
Leave him alone. On my knees, I ask you to forgive him.
Oh, stop it, please. That good man.
So,
Hush!
what?
Hush, you hear? I know what lies behind this wicked smear. You all hate him. Why, just today I've seen my wife, children, and servants vent their spleen. I'm shocked to see how brazenly you plan to separate me from this pious man. The more you try to drive Tartuffe away, the harder I shall strive to make him stay. And soon, you'll have my daughter as his bride, just to confound my family and its pride.
You force your daughter to accept that cad?
Yes. And this evening, just to make you mad. For your best interfere, you must obey. I am the master here. Take it back, rascal. For your conceit, get down. Ask his pardon at his feet.
Me? From that resembling pietist?
Oh, so you insult him, wretch, and still resist? Give me a stick! A stick! Don't hold me back. What? No time for that. You're
Straight up, go! But I...
Quick! Out of this place! I disinherit you. And what is worse, you scoundrel, all I leave you is my curse. To offend a holy man in such a way.
May heaven forgive him for my pain, I pray. If you knew how it hurts when someone tries to blacken me before my brother's eyes, the thought of this ingratitude inflicts a torment of such magnitude, my heart is torn. I'm simply horrified. Cannot speak. For better that I die.
Villain! I spare your life, now I repent! I should have struck you down before you went! Forgive him, brother. Set your mind at peace.
I can't endure these scenes, they've got to cease. And since I bring dissension, I believe that it is time, brother, for me to leave.
What? Are you joking?
No. They hate me here and try to make you think I'm not sincere.
So? Do you really think I hear them out?
They will keep persecuting me, no doubt. And these same stories which you now reject, you'll listen to them someday, I expect.
No, brother, never!
Oh, brother, a wife affects her husband's soul, his very life.
No, no!
Let me go soon without a fuss. Leave them no excuse to hound me thus.
No, you shall stay, my very life's at stake.
I'll mortify myself then, for your sake. But if you wanted, all right. That's that. But henceforth I must be a diplomat. Honor is touchy, and to be your friend, I must bring all these rumors to an end. I shall avoid your wife, and thus forestall
No! You shall see her. I defy them all. To drive them crazy is my main delight, and you shall be with her in all men's sight. Nor is that all. To spite them through and through, I want to have no other heir than you, and legally, I don't intend to wait. I'll see that you inherit my entire estate. Oh, good true friend, my son-in-law-to-be is dearer than wife, son, kin to me. Would you accept this offer I suggest?
Let heaven's will be done, as it is best.
Poor fellow. Let's just get this drawn up right. And then, let envy burst its seams for spite. Oh.
Aha! And this common gossip and this story, believe me, will add little to your glory. I'm glad I found you, sir. It's overdue. Briefly, I want to speak my mind to you. I'm not examining the accusation, but even if it is without foundation, supposing Damis is to blame that you falsely slandered your good name, shouldn't a Christian pardon the offense and rid his heart of all malevolence? For all your quarrels, should you stand aloof and see a son deny his father's roof? Tell me what you've done, frankly, seems scandalous to everyone. Take my advice and work for peace and stop carrying on against Damis. No! Sacrifice your wrath to God above and help the son regain his father's love.
Alas, I would, sir, and with all my heart. I harbor no resentment for my part. He has my full forgiveness, not my blame. To help him out would be my dearest aim. But heaven's interests will not have it so, and if he comes back in here, I must go, since he has charged me with a crime so base we cannot associate without disgrace. God knows what everyone's first thoughts would be. They'd chalk it up to sheer expediency. Say that to disguise the guilt I feel, I'm putting on a charitable zeal. Trying out of crass self-interest to get my accuser to let matters rest.
This is a specious case that you plead, and its arguments are far-fetched indeed. Why treat the will of heaven as your own? Can't heaven mete out discipline alone? Our role is not to punish or to reward, but to forgive. Leave vengeance to the Lord. And if men speak well of you or ill, don't worry. Simply follow heaven's will. What? Share your fear of being misunderstood make you pass up a chance for doing good? No, let's do what heaven has assigned, not let other things concern our mind.
My heart forgives him, as you've heard me say. And thus when heaven orders, I obey, but heaven has not ordered me, I know, to live with him when he has hurt me so.
And has it ordered you to listen rather to the sheer caprice of the boy's father, and is accepting you and making you his heir when equity rejects it as unfair?
All those who know me will believe, I'm sure, that all my motives in this case are pure. I do not care for this world's goods, you see. Their specious luster does not dazzle me. And if I am prevailed upon to take this present that Orgon has willed to make, I do so because honestly I fear that it may fall in wicked hands instead. In those of man who playing fast and loose may put these riches to some evil use and not employ them as I surely would for heaven's glory and my neighbor's good.
Oh, sir, give up this conscientious care that may cause lawsuits by their rightful heir. Leave him with less concern about his fate to all the risks of owning his estate. Man abuses so that one may applaud him, the better thus than that you should defraud him. When Orgon first spoke to you of his intent, how could you listen without embarrassment? Was genuine devotion to so prone as to rob an heir of all that is his own? And even if it's true that heaven won't allow you and Demise to live together now, why not wait and make your departure in good season rather than stand by, contrary to reason, a father undertakes on your behalf to drive his son from underneath ego? This is a strange example, believing a virtue, sir.
Sir! It is 3:30. I have devotions at this time of day. You'll excuse me if I do not stay.
Sir, please have the doctor heaven's sake. She's suffering, so I fear her heart will break. Her father's plan to marry her because I has really put her in a desperate plight. But here he comes. Together, if you will, let's try to undermine by strength or skill this marriage that we abhor and fear.
I'm glad to see you all together here. Here is the contract that assures your bliss, Marianne. And you know what I mean by this?
Father, by heaven which knows the pain I feel, and by whatever else hears my appeal, waive some of your paternal rights, I pray, and in this, do not force me to obey. Don't use your power to constrain me so that I begrudge the duty that I owe. And do not make this life, which I possess, lash mute, one long happiness. If I must be denied my dearest prayer, marry the man I love, Valere. At least be kind and spare me, I implore. A marriage to a person I abhor. And do not drive me to desperation by using all the powers of your station.
Be firm, my heart. No human weakness now.
Hand him all you like. no matter how. I am not jealous of the things you do. Give him your property and mine too. For all this, you shall have my full consent. But as regards to my person, please relent, and let me drag my sad steps towards the tomb within a convent's consecrated gloom.
Oh, that's a dawner for you. Everyone, when once her love is crossed, must become a nun. Get up. The more you feel you cannot bear it, the more by your acceptance you will merit. So by this marriage, fortify your senses and spare me all your feminine defenses.
But what?
Shut up, you! Talk to your own kind. From now on, I will let you speak your mind.
May I put a word of counsel in, though?
Your counsel, brother, I want to know, is wonderful. I care a lot about it, but please don't mind if I just do without it.
Words fail me when I see the things I see, and your persistent blindness baffles me. You must be quite bewitched by him, I'd say, to doubt our word on what went on today.
I trust evidence more than anyone. I know you don't want my rascal son and that you were afraid to disavow his little plot against Tartuffe just now. You were too calm for me to be impressed. In fact, you didn't seem the least distressed.
Oh, if someone simply tells us of his passion, must we take arms in martial fashion? And where it is involved, must we reply only with scornful lip and blazing eye? I take such propositions with a smile, and do not think explosiveness worthwhile. I like to see our virtue free of spite, and do not think those pious prudes are right, whose honor arms itself with teeth and claws to scratch man's eyes out at the slightest cause. Heaven keep me from a virtue such as that. I just want to be decent, not a cat. And I think that it is quite enough to check a suitor with a cool rebuff.
I know what's what, and I won't be put off.
I marvel at your readiness to scoff. How would your incredulity react if you should see that what we say is fact?
See it?
Yes.
Nonsense.
Come, what if I found a way to show it to you in the light of day?
Fairy tales.
Come, don't be absurd. I'm not asking you to take our word, but if you hit so that you could see and hear everything that went on perfectly clear, what would you say if you saw your idol fall?
Well, in that case, I would say, nothing at all. It can't be true.
You've been too long deceived, and I'm tired of not being believed. Without more ado, for our contentment, you shall observe all we've been telling you.
All right. I'll take you up on that, you know. We'll just see what it is you have to show me.
Have him come down.
He is a hypocrite and may not be so easy to outwit.
Oh no, a lover is not hard to cheat, and self-deception springs from self-conceit. Have him come down. Go along, s'il vous plaît. Bring up this table and get under right away.
How's that?
You must be out of sight, you see.
Why under there?
Good Lord, listen to me. I have my plan. You'll judge this whole affair. Get under, I say, and when you're there, make sure that you are neither seen nor heard.
I'm being very patient, upon my word. But just go right ahead. I'll see it through.
And you may come to thank me if you do. These are strange matters that I shall discuss, and you must keep quiet and not make a fuss.
Now!
Whatever I say, it must be understood that it is to convince you, as I said I would. By sweet enticements, it will be my task to lure this hypocrite to drop his mask, flatter his passion and shameless lust, and countenance his boldness as I must. Since it is for your sake and for his shame that I shall seem responsible to his fame, as soon as you're convinced, just let me know, and that will be as far as things will go. Spare your wife and not expose her to more than you need to disillusion you. Your interest is at stake. You are the judge. Here he comes. Keep quiet.
Don't. They told me you wished to see me here.
Yes, I have secrets for your private ear. But look around before I say another word to see that we are not overheard. Something like that right now, indeed, is certainly the last thing we need. I really can't remember such a fright. I mean, suddenly in terror at your plight. And you could see that I did my very best to calm his fury and your interest. True, I was so confused I never thought to contradict his story as I ought, but even that then hadn't worked out well. And things are that much safer, I can tell. So as to prove the gossips they are wrong, he wants us two together all day long. Your reputation makes it all auspicious. My husband simply cannot be suspicious, and that's what makes it possible for me to see you freely in such privacy.
I do not understand. A little while ago, Madame, you used a different style.
Oh, well, if such a refusal makes you smart, how little do you know a woman's heart, and what it is endeavoring to convey when it resists in such a feeble way. Our modesty combats the stimulus of the sweet feelings you arouse in us. No matter how justified and strong our claim, we simply cannot admit it without shame. I know this avowal is too free and too unsparing of my modesty, but since I have resolved to speak my piece, would I had struggled to restrain numbness? Would I had sat so long, composed and mute, I ask you, as I listened to your suit? And when I urged you not to carry through the plan my husband had for you, what could great insistency suggest if not my overwhelming interest and fear that soon I could not call my own a heart I wish to have, mine alone?
Of course, it is very sweet to hear words such as these spoken by lips so dear. Their honey flavor floods my every sense. Such bliss I never did experience. But please allow that part the liberty to dare to doubt its own felicity. These words might be a scheme and nothing more to have me break a marriage that's in store. To be quite candid, as I fear I must, sweet words are not enough to win my trust, unless some of your favors, which I burn for, should give the reassurance that I yearn for, and fill my soul with lasting confidence in all the charming bounties you dispense.
How fast you move against a woman's heart. Must you exhaust our kindness from the start? She immolates herself to offer you a sweet battle, but that will not do, and you will not be satisfied unless at once she grants her utmost tenderness.
The less we merit, the less we dare expect. And words alone don't have enough effect. Such perfect bliss arouses our suspicion, and our belief awaits its full fruition. I am so aware of my indignity, I cannot credit my felicity. Shall not, that is, Madame, until your acts attest your genuine goodwill.
None but your love is the despotic kind. It puts me in a troubled state of mind. It presses for a dictatorial way and violently wants to have its way. Must you do so frantic a pace? Am I not allowed a breathing space?
But if you countenance this suit of mine, why do you then refuse me such a sign?
Thus I would offend beyond a doubt that heaven that you love to talk about.
If heaven is all that leads you to resist, such obstacles are easily dismissed. Do as I ask and set your mind at ease.
But they frighten us so with heaven's decrees.
Your foolish fears, Madame, I can dispel. All your scruples won't be hard to quell. It's true, there are some pleasures heaven denies, but there are ways to reach a compromise. To all this, there are keys I can provide you. All you need do, Madame, is let me guide you. Content my longings. Free yourself of dread. If there is sin, I'll take it on my head. You have a bad cough, Madame.
I'm tortured by it.
Oh, I have a bit of licorice. Won't you try it?
It's a persistent cold, and I can tell that all your licorice won't make it well.
That is a shame.
Indeed, more than words can say.
Your scruple, then, is easy to allay. Our secret will be safe with us alone, and there's no evil if the thing's not known. The one offense lies in the public shame. Secret sin is sin only in name.
I see I'll have to yield to your behest and grant you everything that you request, since nothing else will do. I guess I must make you happy and win your trust. I wish you were not so demanding, though. You press me further than I want to go. But since you insist on nothing less, and doubt my word unless I acquiesce, since my conviction is what you require, I must give in and do as you desire. Look, if this is bad and I'm wrong to do it, so much the worse for you who drive me to it. And I'm not to blame, assuredly.
I'll take the full responsibility.
Open the door, will you, and take a glance. See if my husband's there by any chance.
Why bother with precautions such as those? He's a man to lead round by the nose, and he's so glad I have these talks with you. He'd see the worst and swear it wasn't true.
No matter. For a moment, please go out and have a very careful look about.
Yes! He's an evil man! I do admit. I'm really quite stunned. I can't get over it.
What? Coming out so soon? Don't be absurd. It's not yet time yet. Get back, not a word. Don't just conjecture. Don't be premature. Wait until the end to be quite sure.
No! Nothing worse ever came out of hell.
Oh, you can't believe the things that people tell. Don't yield till you're convinced. I'll get along and take your time for fear you might be wrong.
Madame?
Are you wrong? Do you miss me?
My satisfaction is complete. I've had a look around the entire suite. No one is there. And now I am delighted.
Hold on, lover. You mustn't let your passion get us so free. You holy man, you make a fool of me? Oh, let temptations rule your life. Marry my daughter and seduce my wife. I kept on looking for you to change your tone. But now, my fears are verified indeed. I am convinced that that's all I need.
I do not like the part I've had to play, but I was forced to treat you in this way.
But you believe
That's enough out of you. Get out of here without further ado.
my aim.
There's nothing more for me to hear. Come on, right now. I want you out of here.
You are the one to leave despite your tone. This house is mine, and I will make it known that you have recourse in vain to these low tricks. Thinking to cause me pain? That to insult me thus is most unwise? That I can both expose and punish lies? Avenge offended heaven, and bring low anyone here who wants to make me go.
What's he mean? What is all this chatter?
I'm dismayed. This is no laughing matter.
What?
From his talk, I see I've been mistaken, and that donation has me rather shaken.
Donation?
Yes, the thing's already signed. But that is not what most disturbs my mind.
What else?
I'll tell you. First, let's go and see if that strong box is where it ought to be.
Brother, where are you off to?
Alas, I couldn't say.
I think we should confer about a way to cope with this unhappy turn.
That strong box is by far my main concern. More than all else, it fills me with despair.
It contains some ominous affair?
It was our goss. A friend whose plight commands my sympathy, who placed it in my hands. He picked me out to keep it when he fled, and these are documents from what he said on which his life and property depend.
You gave these to your supposed friend?
A conscientious scruple made me err. I went straight to my trader to confer, and his persuasion led me to agree to put the strong box in his custody, so that in case of an investigation I could fall back upon prevarication. With a clear conscience, stifle what I knew, and take an oath, deny what was true.
You must confess your prospects do look dim. The deed of gift your confidence, and whom we're both to speak more frankly than politely, dangerous steps, and take them rather lightly. Holding such weapons, he can take you far, and since his advantages are what they are, to lead him to extremes is a mistake, and you cannot afford an open break.
What? Can it be that such a pious face conceals a heart so false, a soul so base? I took him in without assent, and then... That does it! henceforth I put them all under my curse, and I shall be a devil to them, or worse.
So there you go in your exasperation. You never are content with moderation. The path of reason is not for you. It seems you fly back and forth between extremes. You've seen your error, and you fully know that you've been cozened by a pious show, but to correct yourself, why must you make in reason's name an even worse mistake and blunt the character of all good men with this repulsive specimen?
No.
Because one rogue has hoodwinked you for fair with this impressive act and fervent air, you now think everyone behaves this way and no pious man exists today? Teach such conclusions to the libertines. Strip off the mask and learn what virtue means, and carefully avoiding each extreme, be slower in conferring your esteem. Refuse to honor falsity as real, and meanwhile don't attack authentic zeal. And if you must fall into one excess, err on the side of trusting more, not less.
What? Father! Can it possibly be true that that ungrateful scoundrel who's taking you and that his cowardly and brazen pride uses your bounties to support his side?
It's true, son, and it brings me close to tears.
I'll cut off both his ears. His insolence demands to be brought up. I'll rid you of him with a single blow. Just let me strike him down and you'll be free.
Spoken like a young man, yes indeed. Please try to simmer down. Try not to sound insane. We're living in a time and a reign where violence is never the way out.
What are these mysteries I've heard so much about?
These are strange things observed with my own eyes. You see my kindnesses, now see the prize. I raise a man out of his misery, and like a brother take him in with me, load him with favors that should carry weight, give him my daughter and my entire estate. And that vile wretch, that blight upon my life, undertakes foully to seduce my wife. Nor is that all. He's not contented yet, but dares to hold against me as a threat the favors I have armed him with too long. Tries to make use of them to do me wrong, take away all I do, or did, possess, and leave me where I found him, in distress.
Oh, poor fellow. Son, it cannot be a fact that he meant to commit so base an act.
What?
Worthy men are prone to be maligned.
What do you mean, Mother? What's on your mind?
Here. People live strangely here, as I have stated, and anyone can see how much he's hated.
Is that related to the case at all?
I've told you 100 times when you were small that virtues always harassed here below. The envious will die, but envy, no.
And therefore I suppose he's not to blame?
They've made up tales to blacken his good name.
I've seen the whole thing. That's why I'm indignant.
Slanderous people can be quite malignant.
This is sheer nonsense. Can't you realize, I saw this, saw with my own eyes? I say I saw. I must have spelled it out 100 times and stamp my feet and shout.
Good Lord. Appearances can be deceiving. And seeing mustn't always be believing.
I shall go mad.
Beware of false suspicions. Good can seem evil under some conditions.
And when he tries to make love to my wife, I am to call this charity?
In life, no accusation should be premature. You should have waited until you're quite sure.
The devil! You'd have had me get more proof. I should have sat and watched then while Tartuffe... You make it hard for me to be genteel.
His soul is rather too pure as ill. Oh, I simply cannot accept it as a fact that he could be involved in such an act.
If you were not my mother, I don't know what I might say to aggravate me so.
You know, sir, in all of this, there is kind of justice. She won't trust you, but then you wouldn't trust us.
We're wasting precious time on idle chatter. We need a plan of action in this matter. This is no empty threat, yet here we all are.
Well, would he carry insolence so far?
For my part, I don't think it possible. His thanklessness would appear too visible.
Don't be too sure. No doubt he can pull strings and give the color he wants to things. I wish with all my heart we could renew some semblance of peace between you two.
If I had known what he held over us, I wouldn't have occasioned such a fuss and fight.
That man, what does he want? What is it? I'm in a fine state to receive a visit.
Good day, dear sister. Kindly let me see the master of the house.
Sorry, but now's a bad time to get him free.
I'm sure my presence isn't likely to upset him. Surely he will not be dissatisfied at seeing me, but even gratified.
Your name?
Give him this message if you would. Monsieur Tartuffe has sent me for his good.
Sir, there's a pleasant-seeming man out there with a message from Tartuffe, which he declares will please you.
You must see what this man wants and just who he will be.
Perhaps he's come to offer some pact? If so, how do you think I'd better act?
Don't let resentment carry you away, and if he talks peace, let him have his say.
Your family, sir, I cherish and admire, and I want you to serve your honored sire.
I beg your pardon, sir, but to my shame I cannot place you, nor recall your name.
My name is Loyal. I'm from Normandy, a bailiff with a wand, as you can see. And I am here, sir, if you will permit, to serve you duly with a certain writ.
What? You are here?
Sir, there's no need to shout. It's nothing but a summons to move out. Yourself, your furniture, and all your kin, and clear the place so that others may move in. Without delay and all proper speed.
I leave this house?
Yes, sir. Please, yes indeed. For the rightful owner, need I mention this good Monsieur Tartuffe, beyond contention. His ownership of all your goods are clear, by virtue of a contract I have here. It's in due form and there's no defense.
Why would I marvel at this?
Sir, you are not involved in this affair. As for this gentleman, he's mild and fair, knows a role the worthy gentleman should play too well to plot with justice in any way.
But you see,
Nothing will induce you to rebel. Not 1,000,000 francs, I know full well. Like a gentleman, you will allow me to enforce my orders here and now.
Could you do worse than order such a seizure and drive us from our home?
But you have your leisure. I shall even grant you one more day before you have to do what the orders say. Before you go to bed, if you please, for form's sake, I must have your keys.
I still have 100 louis d'or, and give them all happily, and many more if I can land just one resounding clout, my very best upon that ugly snout.
Hold on, don't ruin matters.
What a nerve! I used to give him what such men deserve.
Back, sir! I can tell you cut the clothes, but do you not?
You can get into a lot of trouble with your jaw, my girl. Women are not above the law.
Enough! Let's have no more, sir. Please cease. Leave us with your orders here in peace.
Arbour, one and all, may heaven content you.
May it confound you and the man who sent you. Well, mother, now from our guest, and by this summons you can judge the rest. Is treachery clear to you at last?
Where have I been? I'm utterly aghast.
You're wrong to blame the poor man and complain. And this makes all his pious purpose plain. He loves his fellow man better than himself, and knowing the corrupting power of health and charity, he frees you towards any obstacle to your salvation.
Shut up! For the last time, I'm telling you.
Let us consider what you are to do.
Expose the brazen ingrate's ugly story. This action makes the contract nugatory. His black treachery will be too plain to yield the success he hopes to gain.
Sir! Though I hate to bring unpleasant news, such is your danger that I cannot choose. A dear old friend of mine who knows how strong has been my interest on you all along, on my behalf has dared to violate the secrecy owed to the affairs of the state, and writes to say that in your present plight, the only course for you is instant flight. The scoundrel who imposed upon you so denounced you to the king an hour ago, put into his hands to bring you down, strongbox the enemy of the crowns. Claiming your failure to reveal it shows you You slight the duty that the subject owes. I lack the details about the charges pressed, but there is an order out for your arrest. Tartuffe himself was told to come along and lends a hand to see that nothing goes wrong.
Does your property the trade arrange? He has weapons to back up his claims.
This man is certainly a wicked beast.
Delay is fatal, sir, even in the least. Please, let me guide you to a safer site and keep it company throughout your flights.
Alas, how vastly I am in your debt. Even the time to thank you is not yet. Someday, heaven grant me the opportunity to thank you for your generosity. Farewell. Be careful, all.
Brother, see that everything is done.
Hold on. Hold on there, sir. Stay where you are. Your new abode is not so very far, and we arrest you now in the king's name.
Oh, traitor! You brought me to this final shame. This is a stroke scoundrel that brings me low, and all your treachery is in this blow.
Your insults have no power to rouse my gall. For the sake of heaven, I will suffer all.
This is great moderation, I must say.
To pray to heaven in such a shameless way.
Because so because.
You cannot anger me with all your spite. All I want to do is what is right.
I trust this is a source of prime enjoyment. You surely picked an honorable employment.
Yeah. Any employment is a source of pride when the king's interests are on our side.
Did you remember that my charity rescued you, ingrate, out of poverty?
Yeah!
I know about your help and everything, but my first duty is to serve my king. The power of that sacred obligation annihilates my own appreciation. And to it, I would sacrifice my wife, my friend, my relatives, my very life.
Imposter! What a master of pretense! He cloaks himself in all reverence.
If this pressing zeal that you display is quite as perfect as you always say, why was it so reluctant to appear until he caught you trying to tempt Madame Elmire?
Yeah!
Why did you not denounce him but hold back until his honor forced him to attack?
Deliver me from every bleeding heart. Sir! You have your orders. Pray do your part.
Yes, and I have been waiting over long to do it. And it is fitting that you urge me to it. Here it is. Follow me without delay into the prison where you are to stay.
Yay! Who I?
Sir, you indeed.
To prison, why?
You're not the one I mean to satisfy.
Whoa.
Sir, your escape was narrow but complete. We live under a king who hates deceit. A king whose eyes see into every heart and can't be fooled by an imposter's art.
Oh no.
This fellow cannot catch him unawares, and he has thwarted many craftier snares. Accusing you, Tartuffe revealed his state, and by an equitable stroke of fate, led the king to recall his shady fame for crimes committed under another's name.
Friend.
His record is a long and ugly one that could fill volumes and still not be done. Revolted by the black disloyalty of this ungrateful wretch, His Majesty sent me here as if by his command, only to see how far his gall extends and bring him here to make you full amends. Get the picture?
Yes, we see.
Yes, all the papers in which he claims to own, I shall restore into your hands alone. The king now chooses to invalidate the deed of gift that cost you your estate, and finally, he pardons your offense at shielding even a friend at his expense. And thus the courage that you once displayed against his enemies shall be repaid. To show how suddenly, in case of need, the king can recompense a noble deed.
Do I?
Heaven be praised!
Now, I can breathe anew.
Remorse, do not add your bed to his remorse. But rather hope his heart after today may happily return to virtue's way. And he'll correct his life, detest his crime, and soften the king's justice in due time. While you go on your knees before the king and thank his clemency for everything.
Well said. Let us go and kneel before the throne and praise him for the bounties he has shown. Then, once his first duty is gladly done, we must start thinking of another one, and by the marriage of the loving pair, reward the deep devotion of the laird.